And we'll, right, exactly.
So, sir, look, we said there's the physical fears and psychological fears.
Yes.
Both are interrelated. You can't say, well, that's one, this is the other. They're all interrelated. And the interrelationship and the understanding of that relationship brings this intelligence which will operate physically, saying, like, let us then work together, cooperate together to feed man. You follow, sir? Let's not be national, religious, sectarian. What is important to feed man, to clothe him, to make him live happily. But you see, unfortunately, we are so disorderly in our ways of life that we have no time for anything else. Our disorder is consuming us.
It's interesting in relation to tradition. I don't mean to start an entirely new conversation now, but just to see what is immediately suggested, among many other things that would be, but just this one. What we could say about the misuses of tradition would be that we are actually taught what to fear.
Yes, that's absolutely.
In our language,
Tradition.
we have an expression, don't we, that expresses part of this. Old wives' tales, we say.
Yes.
An accumulation of warnings about things that are simply imaginary. Not in the creative sense of imagination, and I'm using the word creative there very loosely, very loosely, but fantasia, phantasmagoria.
Yes.
From the little one's earliest years, gets this stuff with the bottle.
I know, sir.
And then when we get into adolescence, we reflect on these things we've learned, and if things go wrong, we feel that perhaps it's because we haven't sufficiently grasped what we've been told. And then some young people will say at that point, I'm going to junk the whole thing, but then immediately the loneliness question arises. Yes.
They can't, sir, it is life, this is life. You can't reject one part when you accept the other part.
Exactly.
Life means all this. Freedom, order, disorder, communication, relationship, response. It's the whole thing is living. If we don't understand, say, well, I don't want to have anything to do with it, you're not living. You're dying.
Yes, of course. I wonder how much, I keep saying I wonder, and the reason I wonder is because what we have been saying about this movement as a unified field is, when stated, taken by thought, and you might say, put in a refrigerator, and that's the reality to the person.
Right, sir.
And when we want to look at it, well, it's one of the ice cubes. We break out and have a look, don't we?
That's right, sir. What place has knowledge in the regeneration of man?
Yes.
Now, look, our knowledge is you must be separate. You are an American, I'm a Hindu. That's our knowledge. Our knowledge is you must rely on your neighbor because he knows he's respectable. society is respectability. Society is moral, so you accept that. So knowledge has brought about all these factors. And you are telling me suddenly, asking me, what place has that? What place has tradition? What place has the accumulated knowledge of millennia? The accumulated knowledge of science, mathematics, and that is essential. But what place has knowledge which I have gathered through experience, through generations after generation of human endeavor, what place has it in the transformation of fear? None whatsoever.
No,
you see?
clear. Because of what we reached before, that upon the instant that this is grasped, the thought that was operating as a fragment and the fear vanish. And it isn't that something takes its place in succession.
No, nothing takes its place.
No, nothing takes its place. Nothing takes its place.
It doesn't mean there is emptiness.
Oh, no. But you see,
Yes,
it's right
so
there. When you
why-
start thinking about that as a thought, you get scared.
That's why it's very important to find out or to understand what the function of knowledge and where knowledge becomes ignorance. We mix the two together. Knowledge is essential. To English, speaking English, driving and doesn't. Knowledge is essential. But when that knowledge becomes ignorance, when we are trying to understand actually what is. The what is this fear, this disorder, this irresponsibility. To understand it, you don't have to have knowledge. All that you have to do is to look. Look outside you, look inside you, and then you see clearly that knowledge is absolutely unnecessary. It has no value in the transformation or the regeneration of man. Because freedom is not born out of knowledge. Freedom is when all the burdens are not. You don't have to search for freedom. It comes when the other is not.
It isn't something in place of the horror that was there before. Yes.
I think that's enough.
Yes, I quite follow you. Maybe next time we could...
Tomorrow we can carry on.
We could carry on into
with
this...
pleasure.
with pleasure, as such, the opposite side of that coin.